Well, as already been mentioned, we're in our second week of our Transform series, and if this is your first time in, you can jump in. Because every meeting is self-contained. There's 7 key areas that we're looking at that all of us deal with in life. And the key verse that we have is kind of for the whole series is Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And those of you that went to a group last week, those are your memory verse. So I don't know if you're good at memory or not, but do we have it up there? There we go. Can we say this together? I got most of it committed to memory. I get to the end of it, I get mixed up. So let's just say it together if we can, all right? Do not be conformed any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will able to prove what God's will is His good, pleasing, and perfect will. You say, well, I'm not very good at memorizing. Well, write it down. Put it to song. Say it to your dog or cat. You'll get it. And so this week you have another memory verse, but just want to kind of remind you of that which we've already achieved this week. And again, any one of those I've been amazed. Just give you a few stats here. There have been 19 groups. Only 8 groups have met, if I'm reading this correctly. There's 2 more that are going to start this week, and actually a third one that I heard about that's going to start. So getting started. There is 127 people attended groups this week. 104 of Crossroads and 23 visitors. People not from Crossroads attended group. Can we say yay, God? That's awesome. I think Cody's not here this morning. He had 10 in his young man's group, his soccer group. That's awesome. So really excited about what the Lord is doing. I expect that to grow through the process. I'm believing by the time we're done, we'll have more people in groups than we hear on Sunday morning. I really believe that. And so that would be exciting. Because meeting in a small group in homes or in a church or wherever you find a place to meet, you really get to the place where it's kind of grassroots, keeping in touch with one another. I told some folks I was watching Blue Bloods the other week, and not that I watch Blue Bloods all the time, but I catch a show once in a while. But this was significant. The grandfather said, he was talking about the ancestry coming over from Europe and coming in, and he said his grandfather said, and of course, if you know the show, they always have one scene where they're sitting around the table talking to one another, catching up. And which is rarely done in our society, but I remember that the writer said he specifically put that in the show because he wanted traditional values to be brought out. But here's what the grandfather said. He said, my grandfather told me I needed to get the whole family around the table once a week to look in their eyes to see if I needed to head anything off. And I thought that's a powerful statement. We need to be in smaller groups as a church body so that we can look in one another's eyes and to make sure we might need to head something off.